Most Christians believe in God, but very few have learned to trust Him completely. There is a profound difference between these two things that changes absolutely everything in your life. Believing in God simply means that you accept the fact that He exists. But trusting Him completely means you let Him lead when you cannot see the path ahead. It means you finally release what you have been gripping so tightly for so long. It means you stop trying to manage every single outcome and surrender it to Him. And we must admit that this kind of deep trust does not come naturally to us. It has to be chosen, sometimes very painfully, against every human instinct you have. But when you finally reach that place of surrender, something fundamental shifts inside you. The shift happens not just in your external circumstances, but deep within your soul. If you have been holding back from complete surrender, this message is directly for you. Because holding back from God always comes with a heavy, exhausting spiritual cost. Partial trust is not really trust at all. It is actually a form of negotiation. You are essentially telling God that you trust Him with some parts, but not others. And that divided posture keeps you in a state of constant, exhausting spiritual weariness. You end up carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders to bear. You try to solve complex problems that were never yours to solve in the first place. And you miss out on the beautiful, supernatural peace that God has promised to you. You are simply too busy managing the very life He asked you to surrender completely. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 gives us a very clear instruction. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Notice it says to trust Him with all your heart. Not just a small part. Not just the easy parts of your life, but every single area of it. And the moment you stop holding back is the moment everything begins to change. Here is what actually shifts when you decide to trust God with everything. First of all, your peace stops depending entirely on your changing circumstances. This is the profound change that surprises people the most about complete trust. Because before you trust Him completely, your inner peace is incredibly fragile. It comes and goes based on what the doctor says about your health. Or it fluctuates based on what your bank account balance shows today. Or how your relationship looks on any given Tuesday afternoon. Your peace is only as stable as your most recent piece of good news. But when you trust God completely, something much deeper settles into your heart. This does not happen because all of your problems suddenly disappear, but because you are no longer carrying those heavy burdens all by yourself. Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7 offers us this beautiful promise. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, By prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. A peace that transcends all understanding means it makes no logical sense. It means that from the outside, your calm demeanor defies the circumstances. You look like someone who should be falling apart, but somehow you are not. It looks like a deep, unshakable calm in the absolute middle of chaos. It is the posture of someone who has placed their heavy load in strong hands. That is the beautiful reality that complete and total trust in God produces. It is not the absence of life's storms, but peace inside them. Secondly, your prayers begin to become much bolder and far more specific. There is a direct connection between your level of trust and your prayers. When your trust is only partial, your prayers tend to be very cautious. You find yourself asking God only for very small, manageable things. You hedge your requests, trying to protect yourself from potential disappointment. You qualify everything with, if it's your will, as a safety net. But when you trust completely, prayer becomes an entirely different conversation. You bring the seemingly impossible things to Him without any embarrassment. You name the things that seem too big, too broken, or too far gone. You ask for it specifically because you actually believe He can do it. Jesus promised in Matthew 21, verse 22, that belief leads to receiving. That powerful verse requires complete and total trust to hold on to. Because the very moment your faith wavers, you pull your request back. But the person who trusts God completely does not pull back. They plant their prayer like a seed and water it with consistency. They keep returning to it, watering it, and declaring God's faithfulness. They do this because they know exactly who they are talking to. And they know with absolute certainty that He is able to deliver. Thirdly, your fear of the future completely loses its grip on you. Anxiety is almost always about what might happen tomorrow, not today. It is the projection of today's uncertainty into every future scenario. And that constant projection is incredibly exhausting for your mind and body. It steals your sleep, clouds your decisions, and keeps you from being present. But complete trust in God completely interrupts this destructive pattern. When you believe He holds tomorrow, you are finally released to live today. Let go of your worries, open your hands, and trust Him completely today.